As William Dufour continues to score goals, continues to put up points even at the Memorial Cup level, there's still a lot of poo-pooing going on, and so I'm here to knock down two of the biggest false narratives. As always, hit that subscribe button, do not miss a video. Also, go to Twitter, follow @TLOMitch. That's me. Don't miss any breaking information about Islanders prospects I've yet to cover on this channel. The St. John Sea Dogs have a lot to thank for William Dufour as they now go to the Memorial Cup final, because without him, they're probably not there.
Deception and you get rewarded. Look out, here's Dufour again!
If not for William Dufour and his 4 goals against the Shawinigan Cataractes, they're not in on the Memorial Cup final. At least not directly in. Maybe they win the next game afterwards, but either way, they're not directly in. If not for directly William Dufour, who again scored 4 goals. Add that the other 2 goals he scores in the tournament, the 56 goals he scores over the regular season, the 116 points over same regular season, and you have to be excited about William Dufour. You have to be excited. But still, there are some going, no, I don't believe that, for a few reasons that I'm going to dismantle pretty hard right here, right now. He's an overager. That's one that you see all the time. He's an overager. Okay, he is 20 years old today, but he started the season as a 19-year-old, and that's what matters. You're only allowed to carry technically 3 overagers on a roster as of the start of the season. It's a little bit more complicated than that. You can carry more than 3, but by a certain date you have to whittle down to 3, and you can only play 3 on a regular. It comes down to you can only have 3 overagers on the roster, and he's not one of them. When you look at the roster here, there are only 3 players that qualify as overagers, and William Dufour, highlighted in yellow, is not one of them. It really just comes down to that. You can say, well, he's 20 years old now. Okay, fine. Yes, he's 20 years old now, but he started as a 19-year-old. This is his 19-year-old season. He is not an overager. Overagers, you start the year as a 20-year-old. You can even argue, I've seen some lines, I think it's December 15th or something. If you turn 20 by December 15th of that season, you're still an overager. That's still not William Dufour, who doesn't turn 20 until January. So by any means, he is not an overager. Get that out of your heads. And then there's the he plays against 16 and 17-year-old argument. Like, yeah, of course he does. But Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid play against 18-year-olds. Do we crap on them for that? No, of course not. Because how many 18-year-olds are Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby actually playing against? Not very many. The same goes for William Dufour playing against 16 and 17-year-olds. I broke down all of the rosters at the Memorial Cup level and the QMJHL level to see how many players are we talking about that are 16 all the way through to 21. What's the majority of the opposition he's playing against? And when you look at it, it's like-minded or like-aged opposition. He's playing against primarily 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, not 16 and 17-year-olds. Here's the Memorial Cup level numbers. 3% of the Memorial Cup is 16 years old. And that's only 3 players. 13% is 17. Combine that together and it's 16% of the players he plays against are 16 and 17. Most of them are 19 and 20 years old. There are in fact more 20-year-olds playing against William Dufour than there are 16-year-olds. So he's playing against older kids most of the time. Not even kids. He's playing against men, young men, more frequently than he is playing against kids. At the QMJHL level, it doesn't really change. There are six in the entire league that are currently 16 years old. Right now, there are 6 guys that are currently 16 years old. That's 2% of the QMJHL population. Add that to the 54 17-year-olds. Again, currently, that's 14%. So 16% of the opposition he has played against at the QMJHL level are currently between 16 and 17 years old. Most of them are 18 and 19. You look at that 28% and then 20% that are 20. What are we talking about here in terms of this argument? He plays only against 16 and 17-year-olds. No, he doesn't. And that's just the number of players in the league. I haven't even gone into how many games those 16 and 17-year-olds played, and then how much time do they actually see on the ice against William Dufour. Do you really think some of those teams are going to send their 16 and 17-year-olds out against William Dufour? No. And of course, maybe on home ice, you see that a little bit more frequently because they have last change. But how often is that going to happen, honestly? It's not going to happen that often. So that narrative is just dumb. Now, does that mean he's going to make the NHL and he's going to be a star at the NHL level? No, of course not. It just means when you look at William Dufour and the numbers he puts up, you should not default to like, well, he's a 20-year-old or, well, he's an overager. That doesn't necessarily matter. Obviously, being older helps a certain amount because you're bigger, you're more physically mature, you've been around a little bit longer. But that's not the be all in it. You can't just say he's good because he plays against 16-year-olds. No, that is not true. Well, he's good because he's an overager. To a certain degree, his age helps him, but that's not the only reason. There's talent here. Does it mean he's going to break into the NHL? Remains to be seen. All I'm trying to do here is destroy some of these really stupid narratives that have been used constantly against him and are continuously being used against him. If you're using any one of those narratives, just stop today because it makes you sound real dumb. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. And if you have already or just about to do it, thank you, thank you, thank you.